skincare is just not enough.
Yeah.
Yes, we want you to continue your skincare. Your skincare is your nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Your NuFace is your fitness for your face.
Hey friends, welcome to Keep It Simple Sexy. I'm Christine Bullock, founder of KO Body Care, certified fitness trainer and mom of 2 little girls who's just trying to juggle it all and feel as good as possible. I'm so grateful that you're here. Now let's get started, sexy. Hello everyone, welcome back to Keep It Simple Sexy. I'm your host, Christine Bullock. Well, I'm a big believer in skincare. It is my business after all. But I'm also a huge proponent of adding high-tech driven devices to my spa and at-home beauty routines to really help take my results to the next level. I'm also a proponent of working out. So how excited was I when I found a high-tech treatment that is touted as a workout for your face? Well, back in 2006, I discovered microcurrent when managing a plastic surgeon's office. After just one session, clients saw a noticeable sculpt and lift to the skin, a gorgeous glow, and softer lines. Low-grade electrical current on your face sounds a bit like Clockwork Orange, but today we have expert microcurrent esthetician Tera Peterson, the co-founder of NuFace, which you find everywhere nowadays, all over the world, to explain how this magic current works and how we can all give our skincare routine a high-tech boost. Tera Peterson is a microcurrent esthetician and the co-founder of NuFace, the leader in at-home microcurrent skincare, offering a range of award-winning devices and topical skincare products that deliver clinically tested professional results and skin confidence to clients everywhere. And truly, I love mine. I have all my devices sitting right here. Tera began as an esthetician and soon led the launch of the first handheld home-use microcurrent device cleared by the FDA back in 2005. And under Peterson's leadership and her visionary belief, NuFace continues to lead microcurrent innovation with a list of notable firsts, including NuFace Trinity, an FDA-cleared multi-solution device designed with interchangeable treatment attachments, NuBody, the first at-home microcurrent device for body, and the most recent NuFace Fix, the first mascara-sized microcurrent device for on-the-go use. I'm holding it up for those of you who are not on our YouTube. NuFace has garnered media coverage by notable outlets such as Wall Street Journal, WWD, Allure, New York Times, Forbes, InStyle, The Today Show, and so many more. Its devices have also won several beauty awards, including Allure Best in Beauty Awards, Harper's Bazaar Anti-Aging Awards, Glamour Beauty Awards, Women's Health Best Skincare Awards, and the Cult Beauty Hall of Fame. Welcome, Tera, to the show. An award to us all. I mean, to have that much under your belt, it must be a pretty amazing, all of them devices. And it truly is everywhere. I mean, I was in Cabo the other day. It's at the hotel spa. I'm over here. It's here. I mean, you can find this everywhere because everybody loves and trusts NuFace.
It's so good to be here, honestly. And just hearing you describe NuFace, we've been doing this for 17 years. Yeah. So this isn't just something that we created a couple of years ago. I mean, it's been 17 years and we have so much to be proud of and still so much.
Oh my goodness. You have to check out the YouTube then because your skin looks beautiful. I'm sold. I'm sold.
I did lift this morning.
Okay. Well, yes, I am pregnant now, so I can't use it currently, but I do love to use it in the morning to give literally exactly what I was saying, like a little high-tech solution to my skincare, help drive the skincare in, help give a little instant lift on those tired mornings, help mom. Help mom. So
it's true. I mean, we as women do so much, from business women to mothers to you name it, we're doing so much. And so when we first created NuFace, it was like, this had to be easy to use. It had to take just minutes because we knew that our clients wouldn't, they didn't have the time to dedicate 30 minutes to their skin and to lifting it. And it had to deliver instant results. And so that was really the 3 criteria when we were creating NuFace. It really had to check all of those boxes before we were actually going to put a device into the marketplace. And again, we launched our first device in 2005. So we've been doing this quite a long time, and it's just so fun to see how NuFace has evolved, and we're just getting started.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. And that is amazing to me that it launched in 2005, because that is right about there, I found the spa type unit, and microcurrent first came into my life and really changed a lot, but we'll get into that. I would like to back up a little bit more and just hear about your journey. We met each other recently at an event, and you told me a little how your journey started with your mom a bit. And I love hearing about that and just how it's evolved into being like an expert esthetician within one specific field, this microcurrent, which I love.
Well, and exactly. I mean, we're specialists of microcurrent. So everything that we do is rooted in microcurrent. And we did that specifically because it was what's natural and organic to us as estheticians. So my mom's been a practicing esthetician since the 1980s. So she's been doing this for over 40 years. And again, I always like encourage people, think back to 1985. Like, what were you doing then? Were you born? And the fact that she was utilizing microcurrent technology on her clients to lift, tone, and contour their faces, she truly was a pioneer in the space. And, and clients would come to her from Hollywood, and they requested that she come up because we live here in San Diego. And fun fact, we make every single NuFace device here in San Diego.
Amazing.
And so these clients that were living in LA started requesting that she come up to Los Angeles, and she would treat the most beautiful faces in Hollywood. She would go to the Paramount Studios on set, the Hollywood Hills. I mean, from celebrities to politicians to just the who's who in Hollywood, and as a young girl, I would go with her during my summer breaks, and I would just watch the transformation of their faces. She would always lift half their face and then give them a mirror and then show them the difference between each side. And then just the amount of confidence that these clients would have after they've gotten a treatment, and just the relationships that she built with her clients. Like, it was just, I didn't know how many seeds were being planted as I was observing this transformation that was going on in front of me. And I feel so blessed to that actually, I was able to observe it. I mean, she would be crying with her clients. She would be celebrating with her clients. And again, it's like that relationship. If you have an esthetician, you know what I'm talking about, like the relationship that you build with your esthetician or hairdresser, they become friends. And so it was not only the transformation that they saw on their faces, but really the friendship that she built with her clients that was so appealing to me. And of course, as I went to esthetician school, I was able to experience that same transformation and relationships that I had with my clients. So, but I didn't think I was going to get into the beauty industry. That was never a goal. That was never, I wanted to be a businesswoman. I wanted to work in a high rise. I wanted to work in business. And so going into the aesthetic industry or the beauty industry was never a goal of mine.
So why did you go into esthetician school then?
So out of college, I went to USD and got a business degree with an emphasis on management. And I wanted to work in a high rise. I wanted to wear a suit every single day. And again, I graduated from college in 2000. So this was a long time ago. It was when kind of like business and wearing a suit was really kind of still the in thing. And I did it, and I hated every second of it. From the drive down to downtown San Diego to I don't know. There was just something missing. I'm definitely like more of like a one-on-one connection type person. And it was too big. It was just too much of everything. And after a few different jobs in between, then I remember calling my mom up. I was doing sales for a staffing agency, and I called her up and I said, she started thinking about NuFace, and I said, hey, let's do this together. I'll go to esthetician school. I want to learn the industry inside and out. And so that day I called up our local esthetician school, cosmetology school and made an appointment and went and toured. And the next week I was enrolled and did sales from 8 to 5. So I had my daytime job, and then I went to school at night. And after 6 months, I was practicing as an esthetician. I had 3 different jobs working as an esthetician, one of which was at a medical practice. And it was just so interesting, as I was working for this doctor who just ironically, she's a gynecologist. And of course, most women go to gynecology offices. And so it just made sense that there was a spa connected to it. And I started treating the gynecologist, the doctor, with my professional microcurrent. And she was going through a series with me. So she would see me twice a week for a 6-week period. And her patients were coming in, and typically
perfect sales.
Annual review, right? Your annual exam. And patients were coming in going, "Doctor, what are you doing? You look amazing." So I had this I was so busy. I was working from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I was doing 8 to 10 microcurrent facials a day on these clients. And it was amazing. I mean, it's the transformation, the relationships, I absolutely fell in love with the beauty industry. And as I was doing that, I was writing the business plan for NuFace. So it's been very like a natural evolution of where we came from and where we are today. It's
really beautiful. I mean, it's a natural evolution, but there was so much. Obviously it was hustle too, but you were so direct in what you wanted almost immediately. And the thing is, you can have a vision and a dream, but you don't always just go to it. But I find the things that you almost not fall into in the sense that it was like your mom's, but like you don't think about the entry point. You just start the process and you just wake up and go every day. Do you know what I mean? And look at what amazingness you've grown. And truly, it's funny because our stories start a little bit similar in the sense. My mom was an esthetician. She never used microcurrent though, but when I started in the plastic surgeon's office right around 2005 and 6, truly, number one, I'm going to back up. For your mom to be doing it back then, it is pioneering. It's amazing because even then the machines were still very basic in 2005 and 6, and I saw them upgrade even within a few years there. But because the microcurrent machine that we had in the plastic surgeon's office, I brought in, managed a spa, and I was doing the treatments because it was cleared for, anybody. I was not an esthetician to be able to do those treatments. And we did the same thing. You do half the face, and I would tour with them at the big shows, and we'd have a stage. So you would have to do it on the show too. And speaking half the face, show them, and then do the other half. And you would see, when I say we saw these immediate sculpting, you could gauge it by nasolabial folds would have a higher line. If you guys go on YouTube, you can see or just listen, but it would be down or up. And it still does the same thing. The line here, the lip line is higher. The jaw line is higher. Obviously, the eyebrow, all of that kind of stuff. The lines are softer. It depends on the skin type, what you would see. If it's thinner skin, those fine lines would plump up. It's, rosacea. And people always say something about, well, not always, but they say stuff about my lips. And these are my natural lips. But I will say they've gotten a boost and continue to get a boost of just plumpness and healthiness over the years from microcurrent and from my NuFace. Once I gave up all the professional devices. And the thing is too, what I love about at home, which we'll get into microcurrent, is that how you cannot go twice a week to an esthetician, no matter how much you have, how much money you have, time-wise, you know what I mean? And continue to keep that up. And so to have at-home usage, we all need all of this stuff. That's what's truly going to prevent aging and assist us is at-home tools, at-home skincare, at-home tools, all of this kind of stuff.
It's so true. And beauty tech is definitely today as well as the future. It is. There's a reason why when you go to your esthetician or you go to your medical practice, they're not just recommending a topical skincare anymore. Mm-hmm. They're recommending a laser treatment, maybe a hydrofacial. They're recommending something that's more a technology. And what does that mean? It's skincare is just not enough.
Yeah.
Yes, we want you to continue your skincare. Your skincare is your nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Your NuFace is your fitness for your face.
Yay.
So it comes together. It truly does. It's like we can exercise all we want, but if we're going to McDonald's, and going and eating that, all of the exercise is for nothing. The same thing. I was just reading an article on microcurrent. It was just, and I knew this inside of me, but it was just so interesting just to hear it, that if you're severely dehydrated, you will not receive the benefits from microcurrent. And so it's like whatever we're putting inside our body is going to have an aesthetic result, a physical result on our skin, on our face. And so we really need to be feeding our bodies. And I know, Christine, you are a big advocate of this. We have to be feeding our bodies. It's a vessel, right? Like we have to feed it goodness so we can keep on going. And the same with our skin. Whatever we're putting on our skin is going to come out in the form of either imperfections, rosacea, different type of ailments, but also just dryness. You look dull, you look tired, your skin's not hydrated. And so it just is really just an even bigger reminder of what we put in our body is a direct reflection of how our skin is going to look. And also, if you're severely dehydrated, you're not going to get the results that you want, even out of your skincare.
Are you struggling to find the time to get to the salon or spa for some much needed self-care? I know I am with 2 kids at home. Well, Priv is an on-demand beauty and wellness solution located in over 30 cities across the U.S. Priv services include professional hairstyling, makeup application, nail services, spray tanning, facials, massages, men's grooming, and even ear piercing. Simply open up your Priv app, select what service you'd like, your location, preferred day and time, and let Priv take care of the rest. Once your appointment is confirmed, a highly qualified professional will come to you to provide you a luxe, in-home, or on-demand service. Priv gives you the freedom and flexibility to schedule all of your beauty and wellness needs with one easy-to-use platform. Put self-care back into your schedule and book your Priv appointment. Download the Priv app today and use code SIMPLESEXY20. That's SIMPLESEXY20 to get $20 off your first service on the Priv app. By now, you guys know I'm all about simple wellness habits. And the most important habit, in my opinion, is eating lots of fruits and veggies to boost your immunity and feel energized and youthful. The only problem, if you're as busy as I am, you're probably eating a lot of meals on the run. So I'm going to fill you in on my favorite hack, KO Body Care's clean plant-based supplements. As the founder and CEO of KO Body Care, we spent so long getting these formulas perfect, and our customers are just as obsessed with them as I am. Our bestseller right now is our Vital Green Superfood Powder Drink Mix. Every scoop contains 25 superfoods that optimize your cellular health and performance. There's organic greens, antioxidant-rich berries, curcumin and immune complex, and so much more. Unlike most green powders, this one doesn't taste like grass, guys. It's got a sweet berry flavor that even my kids love. Seriously, my oldest asks for it every day. Vital Green Superfood Powder is a staple in my pantry and in the KO collection, and when you try it, you'll know why. Order yours today at kobodycare.com and make sure to use your special code KISS20 for 20% off your first purchase. Yeah, and I have to add this in for a second too, and not to boost KO, but I think so. There's so many like collagens on the market. We're kind of talking about that, but we put in like ceramide and hyaluronic acid. And I always tell like our marketing team, I'm like, guys, this is almost bigger. Who cares about the collagen, the hydration we need, and a deeper hydration than sometimes our waters that are not having exactly what they need, but to have the water and the lipid hydration replacement. I feel like, years ago when I was dehydrated, as much water as I was drinking too, but because of the fitness level I was doing,
Absolutely.
Maybe some of the foods I wasn't getting, I really wish I would have had that. And that will assist. Exactly. And I found the same thing. You need to we know we're going to get into the topicals for the current to work better, but the current works in your body better. So speaking of too, what is current and why is this one micro?
So what's interesting and is our bodies are a big electrical current. Like your cells really can't function. How they communicate is through an electrical waveform, essentially, right? And so I know it sounds very woo-woo, but that's how our cells
No, it sounds
work.
scientific. Yeah.
And so that's how our cells work. And so we're current. Think about ourselves, our vessel, we're current. Okay. And so what microcurrent does is it actually mimics our own body's current, but in a good, healthy state. And so micro meaning small, current meaning electricity. Again, it's mimicking our own body's current. And so when you apply NuFace to your skin, to your muscles, to your tissues, it works as an external battery, jump-starting your cells, because everything starts to slow down as we get older, right? And so this external battery is jump-starting our cells. So what happens when you jump-start your cells? Everything works better. The tone of your muscles, your tissues, your collagen, your elastin, your circulation, the glow, the contour. And so that's the beautiful thing about NuFace is everything that we're doing is more in this holistic realm, is we're just putting goodness into your body that your body needs, right? And so that's what I love with microcurrent, even as the word implies, it's a low level electrical current that goes in and gently will stimulate those facial muscles, stimulate the circulation. There's no downtime. There's no redness. There's no pain. In fact, I would find that my clients would fall asleep faster with a microcurrent treatment than even a facial. That's how relaxing it is.
I actually found too that when, and I've told my friends this, that I have the professional ones, that when people sleep and they're not talking their head off to you or just rest, they actually get much better results too, because your body is not working on all of this. Your current is literally making you talk and think and communicate and all of that. And if you can relax that energy, then the rest of the energy can go to assist, and what the microcurrent is really trying to do. So Absolutely. You can do your NuFace in the morning or night and relax, hydrate. Right. We're already giving some keys away.
And lay down too. My mom would always say, like, lay down. Like, I know that sometimes it's not as easy because I'm always on the go, and I literally was lifting my face doing stories on Instagram this morning. And so, but when you do have, especially at night, if you have more time, like lay down and just relax, like really take it a moment just to kind of like feel the current and have that self-care that we all need. But absolutely.
Sometimes too, this is a side bit. I just totally reminded me. I had one at home. I finally had a machine because I would tour with them. Right. So I was blessed to have like this expensive machine at home, but I was a crazy 20 hormonal year old and with a bad relationship where I would be sad and I would put those wands on my face and it would like, oh my gosh, the relaxation that would come over me was crazy. I still think about that some days. Anyway, so we're talking about current. I completely understand. Does not sound woohoo. Very scientific. For our hand to move, I'm communicating through electrical unit. I'm lifting my hand, guys, here. It's all. We are electrical, and everything, unfortunately, slows as we age. So it's amazing to have that little kickstart and boost. So what are specifically three main benefits, your top three main benefits of microcurrent? And you can get as science geeky or not as you want to.
So I always start with the muscles because I think that's, it's really easy for all of us to understand of NuFace's fitness for your face. That's what microcurrent is. It's stimulating those facial muscles. And at the same time, because we're increasing that circulation, because we're increasing the ATP levels, which is essentially the energy of our cells, naturally it's going to increase that collagen elastin. But what does that mean? So like think about like the bounce back of your skin, especially underneath the eyes. Like when you kind of tap that under eye area, does the skin stay, like kind of scrunched up, or does it just bounce back really quickly? So that's your elasticity. And then the collagen is just like the thickness of your skin. we all want thick skin, right? So dry skin, dehydrated skin, thin skin is going to lead to wrinkly skin. And so the more kind of cushion and bounce back of your skin, that's your collagen. And so with microcurrent, it's going to stimulate the facial muscles, but through ATP, you're also going to get that collagen and elastin production, which in turn, you're lifting and toning the muscles of the face. So definition of the jawline, pop of the cheekbones, lift of the eyebrows, but also reduction of those fine lines and wrinkles because it's plumping up the skin. So it really is an all-in-one technology. And it does so much, not only in aesthetic, but even outside of the aesthetic industry. Microcurrent is so great for just overall bodies, but NuFace is all about the aesthetic benefits of microcurrent.
Yeah. With the ATP, I love talking about ATP, and just to dive into it just a little bit more. I mean, it seems like the cellular health and energy soul, or the soul of energy of the cell is so important. Can you explain a little bit? Because I've seen you talk and heard you talk about ATP. So I know you're as geekly passionate as I am about it. Can you explain a little bit more about why it's so important for almost everything? And then, how microcurrent is truly helping that too.
Yeah. Well, and I always relate it back to the cellular activity, right? So once your cellular activity starts to decrease, the ATP will start to decrease as well. And so once that function starts to decrease, and again, I always think about it as kind of like a vibration, right? We know that as we get older, our metabolism slows down, right? And we need to increase that. And so with ATP, what it's doing is it's increasing that energy of our cells. So in turn, it can operate more effectively. And everything in our body operates off of ATP. And so may it be like you're saying, raising your hand or chewing or even thinking or even just internally, like with what our hearts are doing with pumping out blood to the rest of the body. All of that is done on cellular communication. And so by increasing ATP, what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to operate more effectively. So especially when you get brain fog or you get inflammation or you're, bloated or you have a headache, all of these things are ailments because ultimately the ATP is getting affected. And so what you want to do is you want to feed your body good energy, good antioxidants to help with this cellular health. And that's exactly what microcurrent's doing, is it's helping with your cellular health. So everything operates at an optimal level. And so it really is just so fascinating of, your protein, the collagen synthesis, everything that happened in the mitochondria. There's just so much that happens simultaneously in our bodies. But again, in a simplified version, it all comes down to ATP. It all comes down to the energy of our cells. And again,
we are ourselves.
We are ourselves. And so I think that it's, I think we sometimes need to kind of check ourselves when we're feeding our bodies bad things, or we're feeding ourselves things that aren't providing optimal level. That's why you get tired. That's why, you don't have energy. We need to be feeding this vessel all goodness. So it will affect our cells in a good way, and it wards off disease.
Yeah. And give ourselves the sleep and the rest. And like we said, if you're resting while you're doing something like this, it's actually repairing more. We know we repair at nighttime, that those cells need the energy for that. Same thing when you're actually treating in order to just rest. Now, something you said actually brought back a memory, and I can't remember because I had worked with so many different lines, if it was microcurrent or not, but I feel like I remember me training people saying that it kind of created almost more antioxidants within the skin to prevent the free radical damage too. Is that, I don't even know if that's correct as well.
Yeah. So when you're increasing ATP,
that's why
it wards off all the bad stuff, right? And so when you have a healthy cell, it's not going to lead to bad mutations, right? And so when free radicals start to attack our cells, we need antioxidants that's going to fight off. So for instance, collagen production, right? So collagen within our skin, the best way to fight that is through antioxidants. So you have this natural defender of your skin or of your cells. And so with antioxidants, it's keeping your cells in a good, healthy state. And my own mom always says, like, microcurrent goes to the cause of aging, right? It just doesn't go to the symptom. And so by going to the cause, it's going to allow our bodies to self-heal. And so that's why we say you need to eat antioxidants, right? Because you want to protect these cells. The same thing when we're working with microcurrent and we're looking at the aging process and why people age so differently. I mean, you've seen the studies with the twins. One has this lifestyle, one has that lifestyle, and they look 15 years apart. This is something that we can control, which is the beautiful thing. It's just making the conscious effort and then also reminding ourselves, even if we get off track, come back, you know. And I always hear from clients of like, okay, I have NuFace now, I have to use it. And I'm like, absolutely. You know, that treadmill, if you have the treadmill, you need it, baby, get on the treadmill, you know, like, it's not going to do anything. Like, and everything's a maintenance program. Your skincare, brushing your teeth, your fitness, all of it is a maintenance program. And so using your NuFace is also a maintenance program.
You've kind of actually answered my next question, and I feel like this is why I love hearing from you guys as experts. Like, it impassions me to get back on track to where so many people utilize health, wellness, fitness, skincare tools for the symptom instead of the cause, like you're saying, and the long term of it, and I'm sure you hear it all the time, it's like, well, I look great today, so I don't necessarily need to use it. Or if I haven't slept and I had potato chips all last night, I look really puffy, I'm going to give myself a NuFace treatment in the morning. Or I have a little bit of time at night. But to actually utilize it, even if truly, you can use the NuFace for the facial device, the Trinity, the Fix, the little one, even on the go. Literally, you could be taking it in your car with you so easily within 1 to 2 minutes, and at least give yourself that minimal boost once a day to really treat the cause, prevent the aging. And that was my next question, which kind of answered. But it's the biggest question I get is, what are the long-term effects for 2 decades now, right? We've been working with this, and it's like, what are the long? So I was going to ask you, like, how do we utilize this for the long-term effects? But I do feel like you just answered that, and then I answered it again.
but you bring up a good point here, and we get it on social media all the time, and I actually get really irritated by it because
it's a device. People just want the quick things, and they're not really understanding, right?
Well, or they only think about that someone needs to be in their like 50s or 60s to use NuFace. And we're so inclusive. I always say, like, we're like Switzerland. We play well with every single skincare. We play well with all colors. So like, everyone's invited to the party. Okay. If you're 20 or if you're 80, everyone's invited. And we get comments on social media of like, oh, well, she's young, she doesn't need it. And that's not.
When I was young, the results, oh my God, I think back, my skin was like, you would do it just a little bit, so plump. And like I said, my lips and everything would lift. And because I had ATP and healthy and water and hydration and
Totally. So you're working with kind of a younger cell already. And then you give it a little like electrical current, and it just like, it goes whoop, Like it just goes back. The youngest client I ever lifted was 16 years old, and I was flabbergasted. This was in Orange County at the Planet Beauty. I was doing a training, and she was one of their sales associates, and I was lifting her face, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I would have never known that she would have gotten such a good lift. But what happens when you're younger is exactly what you're saying. You're staying out late, you're eating potato chips, you're eating pizza, and what happens? You wake up and you're puffy. And so our younger clients love it to depuff. They love it for like NuFace is huge on TikTok. It's going viral. And clients love that it's like pops the cheekbone and lifts the eyebrow. So
the lips, though, everyone's into these lips. And so in order to really truly have healthy lips and not have duckbill lips, where if you put just filler in, but you're aging and your muscles are kind of aging here, that's why the lips pop straight out. So if you take this and you actually start to lift here, then look, my lips, I've done nothing. I'm not even plumped. I'm trying to figure out the side to side. And then here too, if these were the moves, and I know lift the muscle here, then look how poofy my lip is, as opposed to if I start, it drags down and stretches like this, it thins, it thins, it thins. So, and then if you just have natural healthy lips too, I mean, that's for the young kids.
The beautiful thing about NuFace, it's working with what you already have. Yeah. We're not changing it.
Which is so pretty.
We're optimizing
making it healthy.
Exactly. And so, there's and as you're aging, things start to settle and they start to do weird things, and your lips start to, I always say your eyes and your lips, they're circular muscles. Okay. And as we age, that nice round muscle becomes an oval. So look at your mothers, look at your grandmothers. What happens? Eyes are smaller, lips are thinner. Mm-hmm. So what we do with microcurrent, in particular, our Trinity with our eye and lip attachment, we use these little wands to really get into those smaller muscles to lift and really lift that entire muscle up. And once you lift this muscle up, what happens? It naturally makes your lips fuller. The same thing with your eyes. If you're lifting your circular muscle and you're lifting around here, what happens is it lifts your eyebrows and it makes your eyes look bigger. And in turn, you look younger.
Need that. Yeah.
And so we're just working with whatever you have already, and we're just optimizing it. With no downtime, no redness, no risk.
Yeah. Okay, hello people. So I'm telling you, we all need an at-home microcurrent device, but we're not done yet. So I have a question. I have the NuFace body, which is a much bigger machine for those of you just tuning in audio. So tell me what the difference between the devices is and why we need the body for the body and the face for the face, because the skin is a bit different. So I would love to hear how you utilize this.
It's different. Absolutely. And remember, on the face, the skin and the muscles are connected. So if the muscles are sagging, naturally, it's going to bring the skin down, right? Mm-hmm. When we stimulate the facial muscles on the face, naturally, it's going to lift the face up as well as the skin. Mm-hmm. On our bodies, that's not the case. The skin and the muscles are not connected. And so with the new body, you see our micro four, I have it right here because I did a live with it. Today. So we have our micro four spheres. And so you're able to really treat a bigger surface area because it's essentially, you're treating this much of your skin all at once, but it also goes up to 900 microamps. So you're actually able to stimulate a bigger surface area as well as stimulate it more. And why your body can take up to 900 microamps, whereas I would never want you to lift your face. This would be too strong for your delicate facial muscles. But your muscles on your body are bigger, your skin's thicker, so your tissue and your muscles on your body can take this microcurrent. And so what you do is you apply your activator, which you always need your activator, and then again on skin, not through a sweater. You're lifting it up, and you're just going through this gliding action. And what this is doing is it's not only tightening the skin, it's going to tighten the muscle, but also if you have dimples, let's say around the booty or the thighs, it will help with the connective tissues. So it strengthens the connective tissues. And so it really suppresses those fat cells, because fun fact, us as women, our connective tissues go up and down like this. Men's connective tissues are in a cross. And so what happens as why is this? Why did God make us this way?
I was just thinking, wow, what a joke.
That's why men typically don't have cellulite, is because their connective tissues are like, these fat cells aren't able to come up to the surface like we are as women. And so as we get older with pregnancy, our connective tissues, they start to relax. And so it lets these little dimples come up to the surface area. And this is where we get, some.
That's why then pregnancy too, you see more, and then it can dissipate too. It's not just the hormones. Wow. That's really interesting. So with the relaxin. Yeah.
Yes. So we're strengthening those connective tissues. So we're doing all of that all at once. And again, we're going into spring and then summer. It's such a perfect time to be using something like Nu Body, and pick an area. Pick it. Maybe it's, I had twins, so the belly for me is still an area of concern, and then I'm a woman, so I have hips and I have dimples, and, but everything's a maintenance program.
There's a new way to care for your skin, and it's all about the power of NuFace. With the FDA-cleared, award-winning devices, they deliver real results that instantly tone, lift, and contour the skin from the inside out. In just 5 minutes, you'll lift your jawline and neck, pop those cheeks, and raise the eyebrows, all while stimulating the skin to reduce lines and wrinkles. Founded by estheticians, NuFace is the pioneer and leader in at-home microcurrent treatments, bringing the power of professional results to your hands, into your home, and on your own time. NuFace microcurrent devices stimulate beneath the surface of the skin down to the muscle to reveal the best skin for healthy, youthful-looking you. Now that's the power of NuFace, and you can use the code NF-KISSPODCAST for 20% off at mynuface.com. Again, that's NF-KISSPODCAST for 20% off at mynuface.com. You can figure out how not to age, then it's not a maintenance.
And my mom had told me, because I was like, gosh, aging, the process of aging, especially in the beauty industry, and Christine, you will totally understand what I'm talking about. It's hard, right? You start to see yourself and you're like, wow, this is really hard. And I'm like,
well, you also fix one thing, you're like, cool. And then you're like, wait, what? 2 more things just popped up.
Something else popped up. Yeah, exactly.
Why do I have to lift my eye for my eyeliner now?
Yeah. But she was like, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Right. And it's true. What is the alternative? It's let's work with what we have and just optimize what we have, and we will feel better. We will look better. And it's just, it's all, we're on top of the mountain from there. It's all good.
You do what you do. And I'm going to wrap this up shortly, but I love, like I said, we can do this daily, could do this a few times a week for a few minutes, but think of it too, not just like I'm trying to prevent. It's just, this is your self-care moment. I don't have to do any of these things, but I love to do it. I love to get in bed maybe twice a week, 2-3 times a week. My husband knows, put on my activator and do my NuFace in one part or another, wherever I can, for as long as I can, until I'm about to pass out and the baby will wake me up moments later.
And it's true. I mean, no matter if it's 5 minutes or 20 minutes, even in the morning, it's such a great pick-me-up of how you were saying, you would put the electrodes to your head and you would just feel better. Truly, if you're traveling, if you had jet lag, the NuFace is such a cure for jet lag, but also it just wakes you up the morning. And then we all want glowing skin. NuFace will give you glowing skin. And so even if you use it just for that, it's good. It's increasing that circulation, which again is going to keep all of those cells in a good, healthy place. Yeah.
Okay. So I just have 2 more questions and then our little speed round, but we talked about the activator. And I think that's important to pinpoint, especially if we're talking about microcurrent of any kind, and at-home devices where people try and do quick fixes. Why do we need an activator, and what is in the activator that we really need for this current and the treatment to work?
Yep. So remember, every NuFace device is FDA cleared. So it's a class 2 medical device for over-the-counter use for facial stimulation. So think about an ultrasound. You're pregnant. You go in. Can you imagine if you went in and got an ultrasound and they put a lotion, like a regular La Mer lotion on your belly to see the baby? They would never in a million years do it. They put an ultrasound gel on the belly to see the baby. The reason being is there's electrolytes in that conductor that, again, creates a pathway so the microcurrent can travel beyond just the skin, but down to the deeper layers to actually, for our case, stimulate the facial muscles. A normal cream, serum, aloe vera is not going to create this, electric pathway down to the muscles. And it's because our conductors have electrolytes. And then recently NuFace launched our Microcurrent Skincare with IonPlex. So it's a combination of these electrolytes, but then we combine it with glacial water, and glacial water is an amazing hydrator for the skin. So when we were talking about hydration, you need that hydration, but then you need the electrolytes that are basically like communicators and carrying that microcurrent down to the muscles. And so you really need that. You've already invested in the device, like use the appropriate activator or conductor to actually get the best results, for your face.
Yeah,
so,
and it takes moments. And the new skincare is so nice as well. I love it. And I love glacial water. So you also, I saw a recent social media post that you have, which I really love. And it was poking fun at people that say microcurrent contracts the muscles. Poking fun a little bit, but you did mention that true microcurrent does not contract the muscles. I feel like we just have to touch upon this because so many of the old professional use machines that sometimes people still try and use on me, you're like, you feel that. So what's the difference here? What's happening?
It was so funny. So I did that post, true story, Christine. It was a Saturday morning. My husband was out of town. I had both girls. It was like 7:00 in the morning. I have not a stitch of makeup on. And of course I'm like, going down Instagram and I hear this like voiceover. I was like, oh, this would be funny because we get the question all the time. Like, yes. Okay, well, how does NuFace actually stimulate the muscles because it doesn't contract the muscles? So I'm going to give it to you guys straight and very simplified. Never put anything on your facial muscles that contracts them. It's too strong of a current. And in clinical studies, what they found is current above 600 microamps on the face will actually deplete your ATP by 50%. That's cutting your ATP down by 50%. Microcurrent underneath this 600 microamps will actually increase your ATP by 500%. So anything that contracts your muscles is actually working in a milliamp, which is 1,000 times stronger than a microamp. So it's too strong for your delicate facial muscles. Never put anything on your face. True microcurrent, remember, true microcurrent actually works subsensory. Yeah, you shouldn't even feel it.
I mean, you think it's just stressful. It's stressing your body out, which is automatically going to deplete that ATP. It's like in the workout, if you overdo it, same thing. Inflammation, deplete ATP, not get the results that you wanted. Actually get the opposite of the results that you want. I love that.
It's like overwatering a plant. If you overwater a plant, what happens? You've given it too much energy and then it dies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for our face and our bodies.
That's not a story for my life, overdoing it.
Right?
Lesson learned by the time 40, I think. I don't know. All right, let's get into our speed round. So I picked a couple for you. When do you feel you're most beautiful or you're most sexy?
When I've gotten out of the shower, I've done my hair, I've done my makeup. Of course, I did my NuFace and I put on like a really killer outfit. I feel like just gorgeous and beautiful. And, those days are few and far between nowadays. And so when I really do it up, it's
fun. It's a magical moment.
It's so much fun.
Feel like ourselves a little bit again, not the mom, the CEO, the this, I like it. I love it. What is your simple go-to, can't skip a day, daily healthy habit other than NuFace?
So I'm a big fan of, and you know this, of like Vitaminerals, right? So it's the first thing I do in the morning. I put my minerals in my water and I drink it. It has chlorophyll and it has just so many minerals and antioxidants that we need. And so that's something that I don't skip on. And it just, again, like I could go on a whole other tangent about this, but that's something that's a must every morning.
I love it. I know. I hate the mornings where I rush out and I've forgotten somehow because I'm like feeding the kids and I'm like, I'm naked. You know,
Right?
It feels like that. Yeah.
Totally.
And then can you remember one simple change you made in your daily habits that ended up making a huge difference?
Gosh, that's such a, I'm on a recent like journey of really moving my body every single day, even if it's for a 20-minute walk. I'm back-to-back meetings. And so just making sure that I move my body, even getting outside. I mean, we both live in California. It's so beautiful. Today is such a beautiful day. So just moving the body, no matter if it's 20 minutes, get on a Peloton, go out for a run. It's just, it uplifts everything else in your life, right? Like your energy, your outlook. You want to eat healthy because you just exercise. So it's kind of like a good like platform for the rest of the day.
Good for you. I love that. And it is hard. I mean, when you're she's a mommy of 2 5-year-olds and like just nonstop with work and all of that, which we can all relate to. Sometimes I just don't leave the house. And so I'm actually going to listen to you and try and move my body every day now. So thank you so much, Tera, for joining us all. I've wanted you on the show for so long to hear about the microcurrent. Love NuFace. Thank you for bringing it to everyone around the world at home. Can you direct us where we can find out more about you and NuFace?
Yep. So my personal Instagram, which I do tips and tricks on my personal. So if you want any esthetician tips or NuFace tips, you can head over to Tera, Tera, Valdez, Valdez. So that's my maiden name. That's how long I've had Instagram. And then you can find NuFace at my NuFace. So it's MYNUFACE.com.
And we have a special discount for you guys. So it's NF, like NuFace, -KISS, keep it sexy, or keep it simple sexy, KISS podcast. It's NF-KISS podcast. It's 20% off for one use. So just stock up on all of it, which is what I love to do as well. And you can see I have all of the devices. So I'm a huge proponent, guys.
I know you're so good. And once you have the baby, it's perfect.
I know. I'm going to take one to the hospital with me. I took my devices to the hospital last time. Not even kidding.
I've seen so many clients take their NuFaces to the hospital, and that's like they're holding their newborn baby, lifting their faces. Our VP of sales did the same thing, and I just love it. It's like,
it does. It's a little self-care moment, and surely at that moment you really do deserve it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on. This is so nice, and just
it's good to see you.
Nice to have little girl time with you too.
I know, I miss you. Please let me know when you're up in Los Angeles, and I'll let you know. We'll be down in San Diego in a little bit. I'll let you know. And thank you for sharing it with the team here. Keep it simple, sexy, guys. We all need a little microcurrent. We need a little jolt in our life.
Right.
So thank you, Tera, for providing that for us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You can visit today's notes of the podcast to review any topics from the show. Subscribe to us. Anybody that needs a little zhuzh and ATP and energy in their life, make sure to pass it along. And don't forget, we have our special little code you'll find in the notes too. Thanks, everybody. Have an uplifted day. Have questions you need answered? Text me at 1-310-361-8697. Make sure you're following me on social at Christine Bullock, and have a healthy, happy week. See you next time.